Hello, everyone. Very good afternoon to all of you, and thank you for joining this session today. In this session, we are going to discuss more about how to use actives and passives in OET letters. But before we begin the session, a little bit about us. I am Yukti, and I work as a senior trainer with Kera Education. And Kera Education is Asia's first premium preparation provider and world's second premium preparation provider. We offer a wide range of affordable courses in both online and offline mode. So, if you're a working professional, you can join us for your online classes. And if you have already booked your exam and you've taken leaves or something like that, you can join us for offline classes as well. Our centers are located in Mohali, Delhi, and Amritsar. And here you can see our Instagram handle, Kera Edu. We have a Facebook page as well, and then these are the contact details through which you can contact our team, and they can help you get information about the types of courses that we have, the fee structure, and everything. And in your journey of OET preparation, we can help you. So please do contact us through our Instagram or Facebook handle or WhatsApp number and get more information about the types of courses that we provide. Now, coming to the lesson that we are having today. So in the session today, we are going to have a discussion on when to use active or passive, especially when we are writing OET letters. You can use active, passive in speaking also, but the aim of the session will be to make you understand the use of active and passive in OET letters. And for that, let's first of all understand what it means, what active or passive means. So when we talk in medical correspondence, active verbs are used to provide subjective information. Subjective as in what the patient is telling us. Or it can mean the complaints or the problems that somebody is facing. And it is more direct and it focuses on the subject or the doer of the action. Now, what is the subject or the doer of the action, you may think? So for that, I will show you an example here. This one. So this says patient reported headache and watery eyes. Now, patient is the subject here because we are calling it subject or doer of the action because they are the ones doing something. They are reporting something. So, reported is the action here, the verb here, and who is doing that action? Patient. So, patient is the subject or the doer of the action, and they reported headache and watery eyes. Similarly, you can look at one more example. Family doctor diagnosed pneumonia. So, the doer of the action or the subject is the family doctor here because they are the one who's doing something. So, we are calling them doer of the action or the subject. Family doctor is the subject or the doer, and they diagnosed pneumonia. That becomes the object. Similarly, here, patient is the subject or the doer of the action. They reported something, so this is an action. And headache and watery eyes, this becomes the object. So these kind of sentences are called active sentences, where subject or we are calling them doer of the action, they are focused. But when we change these sentences, it becomes passive, where focus is on what is more important. When you write OET letters, you always pay attention to the requirements of your recipient. what is important for my reader, what is important for my recipient. So when you're writing OET letters, your focus is on that part. You aim to write a letter which is clear and easy to understand by your recipient. So this is why we prefer to use passive voice in OET letters, because in passive verbs, uh, we can focus on what is most important. It is often utilized to describe patient care where doer or subject is not the focus. So if I compare the sentences for you here, you can see patient reported headache and watery eyes. So if in my letter, the most important thing for my reader is to know what the patient reported, then I can use this kind of a sentence that patient reported headache and watery eyes. On the other hand, if my focus has to be on the diagnosis, pneumonia, then rather than saying family doctor diagnosed pneumonia, I can say pneumonia was diagnosed by family doctor, because I think in my OET letter, the important thing for my reader is to know about the part of care. So the focus has to be either on the patient, or it can be on the diagnosis or the treatment, rather than being on the person who did that. Because, of course, a healthcare staff would have done all that. So, rather than telling them that we did it, or the staff did it, or the family doctor did it, we change it. So, this is the difference between using actives and passives in OET letters. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss more about the usage of active and passive, and we will also talk about the conversion of the sentences, or in what scenario can we use active and in what scenario is it better to use a passive. Now, for those who are recently joining me, there's nothing major that you have missed. I was just discussing it with everybody that the aim of the session is to explain the correct usage of active or passive voice in OET letters. In active voice, the subject or the doer of the action is in focus, and in passive voice, the object or the treatment, the diagnosis, or the part of care is in focus. So, patient reported headache and watery eyes. Patient is in focus here. And here, family doctor is in focus, but we changed it when we say pneumonia was diagnosed by the family doctor. Is there any question or any confusion so far what active passive means? If yes, you can write your question in the chat box and I can answer it for you. Otherwise, we can move on. Okay, then perfect. Let's move on to the next part. This is your activity 1. I want you all to look at this picture, and in the chat box, you can type for me, what do you think is happening in this picture? There's nothing wrong or right about the answers. Whatever comes to your mind, you can write in the chat box. Anything. Whatever you think is happening here in this picture. Taking rounds, maybe a doctor visiting a round. Yes, Manroop, that is the aim of the session, and we are going to discuss it slowly in the class through activities. IV infusion is being done and doctor is on round. Okay, doctor's ward round. Hmm. Very close. It could be doctor's ward round. Yes, it could be briefing about the patient. That is also correct. It could be a doctor's ward round. It could be a briefing about a patient. Can it be a patient handover also, like a bedside handover? Yes, exchange of handover can be there. Very good. Patient is, yeah. Yes, kind of something like that. So in this conversation, there could be two people involved or three people involved. Some of you are saying that patient might also be explaining their complaints or concerns to the staff. Yes, that might also be happening. Or maybe both of the staff members are discussing about the patient care handover, or maybe one of them could be a doctor or one could be a nurse. Yes, all the answers are correct. Thank you for that. Now, whatever the scenario is, let's consider it to be a bedside handover. Now, when bedside handover happens, what exactly is discussed? Or do you think that a very clear communication is required when bedside handover takes place? What are your thoughts about it? Take a moment, read the questions, and whatever comes to your mind, you can let me know. During a handover, what basically happens, and what if the communication is not very clear during handover or bedside handover? What may happen? Okay, so Nali says that we briefly inform whatever happened with the patient, right? If anything new is done, we inform that, or else just a small brief. Summary of events are discussed, Garima says. And what else do we have? Yeah, Vipana says that if anything new is done, then we inform that. Absolutely correct. And what if the communication is not very clear? Is it is it going to create some problems later? Yes. Yes, clear communication is needed at all points. Yes, you're right. Thank you so much for responding so promptly. Yes, misinterpretation of the details may lead to something wrong, or not just misinterpretation, even if the focus of the sentence is not correct. Like the person who wants to say something is saying in another way. Like I'll give you some examples. So suppose about this picture, if I give you more details about it, there are two nurses. One is nurse Paula and the other one is nurse Samantha. So nurse Paula has just finished her shift at City Hospital. She is giving an update to nurse Samantha, who is going to start her shift. And then this patient is Lily. So whatever is written here in brown is the account of this female patient, Lily. Let's together check the first sentence. Like you said, in a handover, a brief summary is provided of events that have taken place or if something new has been done. So this is what the two nurses are doing here. So nurse Paula, who has finished her shift, is informing nurse Samantha. So she says, we admitted Miss Lily yesterday with a recent history of extreme thirst and fatigue. The second sentence that she says is, we examined her and conducted some tests. Then she says, we are monitoring her closely. And then she says, a specialist will review her in the evening. Now, I want you to focus on these sentences and then read these ones. Instead of saying, we admitted Miss Lily yesterday with a recent history of extreme thirst and fatigue, if Nurse Paula would have said, Miss Lily was admitted yesterday with a recent history of extreme thirst and fatigue. Would it have changed the focus of the sentence? What do you think? Information is similar. There is no change. But are we changing the focus of the sentence here? When we say we admitted Miss Lily yesterday and we say Miss Lily was admitted yesterday, are we changing the focus of the sentence? Okay, I've gotten just one yes. What about the rest of you? What do you think? Keep writing your answers in the chat box so that I know that you're with me. Thank you, all of you. Okay, all of Harman, Kamal, Dolly, Isha, Amit, all of you say yes. Absolutely. We are changing the focus of the sentence. You all are right. Here also you can notice we are changing the focus. We say we examined her and conducted some tests. Instead, we could have said she was examined and some tests were conducted. Instead of saying we are monitoring her closely, nurse should have said close monitoring is being done. And then a specialist will review her in the evening, that or she will be reviewed by a specialist in the evening. Now you see, if you compare the three sentences, these previous three sentences here, each time when the nurse said, we admitted, we examined, we are monitoring, the focus was, sorry, the focus was on the doer of the action, on the subject. We as a staff, what did we do? What did we provide? But in reality, OET letters want you to focus on either the patient or the part of the care or treatment that was provided. So this is why it's better to use in passive form rather than saying we admitted Lily yesterday. We can say Miss Lily was admitted yesterday. We examined her. She was examined. Because we don't want the focus on the doer here, because doer of the action is the staff only, the hospital staff. Instead of saying we are monitoring, we can say close monitoring is being done. But the last one here is a little different because here the focus is on the specialist. So this sentence, a specialist will review her in the evening, would mean that our focus is on this part, that a specialist is arranged to review the patient. And if we flip it and if we say, if we write it in passive form, she will be reviewed by a specialist. This sentence would mean that our focus is on the patient, that the patient will be reviewed or the patient is arranged to be reviewed by a specialist. So in the last one, this last sentence, a specialist will review her or she will be reviewed. Both the sentences are equally correct, can be used in the letter, because in this one the focus is on the specialist who's going to review her, and in this one we are saying she will be reviewed by a specialist. But in the previous three sentences we prefer to use passive instead of active because we don't want to focus on the subject of the action. We want to focus subject or the doer of the action. We want to focus on the patient or the action, like close monitoring is being done. So we want to focus on the action or the treatment or maybe the patient. I hope it's clear so far. If there are any doubts or questions, let me know in the chat box. So changing active to passive can change the focus of the sentence. And this is why in OET letters, we use passives instead of actives because our focus has to be either on the patient, the treatment, or the diagnosis. Let's do another activity to understand it a little more. Okay, that's great. Thank you. Now, these are a few sentences written for you, four of them. What will you do in the chat box is you will tell me what is being focused here. So when I talk about sentence 1, which says surgeon will perform operation on Tuesday, what do you think is being focused? Surgeon, operation, or Tuesday? Surgeon. Okay, Vipina says surgeon. What do the rest of you think? I'll wait for your answers. No, the focus is on the surgeon, not the operation. The focus is on the surgeon. Operation is the object here. We are saying surgeon will perform operation on Tuesday. So we are focusing on the surgeon part. If we want to focus on the operation, we would have made a passive sentence. We'll come to that too. But yes, most of you are correct. The focus is on the surgeon here. The surgeon will perform operation. What about the second sentence? Is the focus on patient or prescribed medicine? Read the second sentence and let me know. The focus of this sentence is patient because these are all active sentences. Surgeon will perform operation. Patient is taking the medication. Then medical staff are monitoring her very closely. So the focus is on the staff or monitoring. Yes, the focus is on the medical staff. In the first one, the focus is on the surgeon. Surgeon will perform operation. Focus is on the doer of the action. That is surgeon. Action is perform. In the second one, focus is on the patient. Action is take the prescribed medicine, but the focus is on the patient here. Then third one, focus is on the medical staff. Action is monitoring, but focus is on the staff here. Staff are monitoring her closely. Then in the fourth one, hospital will assign a community nurse. So the focus is on the, yes, you're right, Herman, hospital. The focus is on the hospital. Yes, Sapna. Yes, Kalpana, Dolly, all of you are correct. Now, when I am writing an OET letter, as I told you earlier, I don't want my focus to be on the surgeon. I want my focus to be on the operation. So, instead of saying surgeon will perform an operation, which is quite an obvious piece of information, I may write operation will be performed on Tuesday by surgeon. Instead of saying patient is taking the medication, if I want to focus on the prescribed medication, because you have seen in a lot of your discharge care letters, there is a request for the recipient where the recipient has to ensure medication compliance. So instead of saying patient is taking it regularly, we can say prescribed medication is being taken regularly by the patient. And then we may request them to ensure their compliance. Similarly, medical staff are monitoring her closely, but my focus on the letter is I want to inform my reader or my recipient that monitoring was done. So instead of saying medical staff are monitoring her, I will say she is being monitored very closely. Or I may also say close monitoring is being done. That will also be correct. And similarly, in the last one, we have a choice. So like third one, we have a choice. If we want to focus on the patient, we can say she is being monitored very closely. And if we want to focus on this monitoring part, we can say monitoring is being done very closely. So for the last one also, hospital will assign community nurse to provide post-discharge care. But instead of focusing on the hospital, I want to focus either on the community nurse or the post-discharge care part. Either on who is providing that care or on the care plan. So if I want to focus on this person here, community nurse is arranged. So I will say community nurse will be assigned to provide post-discharge care. But if I want to shift my reader's focus on post-discharge care part, so I can say post-discharge care will be provided by community nurse. Take your time, read these sentences and try to understand how in OET letter, on the basis of what part of information you want to focus, you keep changing the sentence structures. If you want to focus on a particular plan, you can say post-discharge care is will be provided by community nurse. If you want to focus on the provider, you can say community nurse will provide post-discharge care. We do not focus on the hospital. So this fourth sentence here is something that we might not use. We will never say hospital will assign. Yeah, if in some cases the patient is able to mobilize with crutches and they require crutches or toiletries or something, and we want to inform them that these things are already arranged, then we can sometimes write that hospital has arranged it for the patient. Otherwise, in most cases, we follow passive structures and we say toiletries and crutches are already arranged for the patient or are being sent with the patient to his home. Huh? So, what I mean to say is I'm repeating in OET letters, the focus has to be either on the patient or the treatment or the care plan. This is why passive structures are mostly useful instead of active structures. Is it clear to you so far? Is there anything that you want to discuss with me? Any question or any doubt that you have? Please write that in the chat box and I'll surely answer your question. Now, since it's not a grammar class and we are mostly focusing on how to use active and passives in the letter, my major focus of the session is going to be where to use them, but a little bit of I can say a recap or a reminder I can give you about the sentence structures or the grammar rules that we follow to change active into passive. So now let's just talk about the first sentence here. This surgeon is the subject, perform is the action, operation is the object, which is receiving the action. So surgeon is the doer of the action, perform is the action, and operation is the object which is receiving this action. So when we change active sentence into passive sentences, we take the object in the beginning of the sentence and we do not change the tense. Surgeon will perform operation. This is future tense, simple future. So we are not changing the tense here. Tense will always remain same. I am only picking my object, that is operation, in the beginning of the sentence I'm putting it, will perform. So this will, this is my future tense. So I'm using the same thing here. I'm not changing the tense. So, but after that, BEB form will be used, will be. And then always remember when you're changing active sentences to passive sentences, in every tense form, third form of the verb is used. So you will say operation will be performed. Third form of the verb on Tuesday. Similarly, patient was the subject, is taking. Continuous, present continuous tense. So while changing it, we picked prescribed medication in the beginning. We did not change the tense. We say is being. B-E-I-N-G, being will be used in present continuous. Like B-E-B was used in simple future. Being is used in continuous form. And we'll say is being. Now, third form of take is taken, and then the rest of it regularly by the patient. This is how we change it. Yes. Meaning is same. Focus of the sentence has changed. Tense remains same, but the form of the sentence has changed. Okay. Meaning is similar. Whether I say surgeon will perform operation or operation will be performed by surgeon. Meaning is similar, but the sentence form has changed from active to passive. So there are some rules related to it. There are some grammar rules related to it, which I will share with you after the class today, because with every tense form, the rule of the sentence is different. So after the session, I will share with you a document which has details of the grammatical forms that you can follow while you're changing active to passive or passive to active. Yes, Gurvinder, we have already discussed. We change it because we wanted the focus of the sentence not on the surgeon, but on the operation part. I think you've just joined the session, but don't worry, you can follow its recording later. I'm recording it and I'll be sharing with you later. In OET, in the letters that we write to the reader, the recipient has to focus on the patient or the care plan or the treatment part. So this is why rather than telling them who is doing it or medical staff are monitoring it or hospital will assign it, we don't want to focus on us. We don't want to focus on our staff. We don't want to focus on our hospital. We want to focus on the patient, on patient's treatment, on patient's care plan. So this is why we make passive sentences. So in this one, medical staff are monitoring. It's a very obvious thing that when a patient will be in the hospital, who else will monitor the patient? Of course, medical staff will do that. So rather than telling my reader or recipient that medical staff are monitoring her closely, I wanted my focus to be on this part. Monitoring is being done closely. So this is why we can either say she is being monitored closely or monitoring is being done closely. Any of that. And as I said, it's not a grammar class, so I might not be able to give you details of the forms or the rules of passives, but I am discussing with you the usage of it. And for the rules, I will share a document with you all later after the session, which you can follow. But a little bit of practice we can do. One important notice, because in OET letters, you have always in the sessions when we discuss letters and all, you've always noted that we follow conciseness and clarity. We're getting marks for that. OET gives us marks for conciseness and clarity. So we can omit unnecessary information also when we are making passive voice. Not only we can focus on the right part of the sentence, we can also omit unnecessary information. So rather than saying operation will be performed by surgeon on Tuesday, we can say operation will be performed on Tuesday. Rather than saying prescribed medication is being taken regularly by the patient, we can say prescribed medication is being taken regularly. Rather than saying she is being monitored very closely by medical staff, because this was an obvious piece of information, we can simply say she is being monitored very closely. Because it's obvious that if she's in the hospital, who else will be observing her or monitoring her? The staff only. So we concise or summarize information. We don't write every part of the sentence. While framing a passive sentence, we focus on the right parts of the sentence and we omit unnecessary information from the sentence. Yeah. So community nurse will be assigned to provide post-discharge care. Now, only if I want my reader to know, like for example, if I'm writing a letter to a general practitioner and I want them to know that a community nurse is arranged. So I can say community nurse will be assigned or post-discharge care will be provided by a community nurse. But if I'm writing a letter to a community nurse only, I may simply say that post-discharge care, you are requested to provide post-discharge care or post-discharge care needs to be provided. Simply that. So my reader would know that they are the ones who have to do it. So I'll recap with you. Passive voice helps us focus on the right parts of information, and it also helps us omit unnecessary details of my sentence, which can either be an obvious information or can be a useless information for my reader. So according to the case, I can think about it and do that. Let's focus a little on how to change sentences from active to passive. This is an active sentence here. Physiotherapist is planning a rehabilitation program for the patient. Omit means exclude. The physiotherapist is planning a rehabilitation program for the patient. Now here, the focus of the sentence is on the physiotherapist. And then, what tense is being used? Oops. Sorry. Yeah. What tense is being used here? Any idea? Physiotherapist is planning. Yes. Present continuous tense or present progressive tense. So when we are changing this present progressive, we can use being here and we can change it like this. A rehabilitation program is being planned for the patient by physiotherapist. Now, as I said, you can omit or exclude the unnecessary information. It's obvious that rehabilitation program is for the patient only. So, to concise my sentence, I can say a rehabilitation program is being planned by the physiotherapist rather than using the word for the patient again, because it's obvious that the rehabilitation program is for the patient. So a rehabilitation program is being planned by the physiotherapist. Let's try one more. Nurses monitor vital signs every hour. Now this sentence is focusing on the nurses here who monitor vitals every hour. But if I want to change this sentence into passive, if I want to focus on some other part of the sentence that is vital signs, what can I say or what can I write in my letter? Can you convert it into passive for me in the chat box like I did the first one for you? You can write in short form, full form, anything you want. Okay, that's a good try, Amit. But if I'll say vital signs will be monitored, I will be changing the tense here. I don't want you to change the tense. I want you to keep the tense as it is. Hmm. Good job, all of you. I know I've not discussed the rules, the grammar rules with you, but your answers are quite close. I'll give you the right one. Vital signs are monitored every hour or hourly by nurses was not very important. So I've put it in orange color because I can exclude it from my letter. Yes, yes, vital signs are monitored every hour because I'm not changing this tense now. It is simple present and I'm keeping it the same. Let's try one more. Doctors do not prescribe antibiotics for viral infection. Again, this is simple present. You can take help from this one. When it is simple present, vital signs was plural. So I put are here. And then third form of the verb. This is continuous. So I have put being here is being. And third form of the verb. Third form is to be used in each case. All the passive sentences will be with third form. Yes, Isha. Good one. Just you forgot to add the word not. Rest is great. Yeah. Antibiotics are not prescribed for viral infections. By doctors, you want to write it, you can. You want to exclude it, you can. Because of course, prescription will be done by doctors only. So that's an obvious piece of information. So doctors do not prescribe. But if I want to focus on antibiotics part here, so I can say antibiotics are not prescribed for viral infections. So you can use these kind of sentences in your speakings also. When your patient asks for a medicine and you want to deny. That's right. Thank you so much for your responses. I'm reading all of them. Let's try one more. Staff contacted the patient earlier this week. What can we write instead? I want my focus on patient. And this is past tense. Simple past. So I can give you a hint. You can use was. And the focus has to be shifted to patient. Yes, that's wonderful, Vipana. Patient was contacted by the staff, or patient was contacted this week by the staff. This order of information can be changed also. Like you can say patient was contacted by staff this week, or patient was contacted earlier this week by staff. Both the sentences will be equally correct. The only difference is that in the first one, when I say patient was contacted by staff this week, I want them to know that I won't focus on the patient, but I want my reader to know that the staff contacted them. But if I change it, I don't want them to focus on this word staff at all. And I can simply also write, I can remove by staff and I can simply write patient was contacted earlier this week. Now, who contacted it and all might not matter for my reader. So I simply want them to know that yes, patient was contacted. That's it. So according to the case, you can keep changing it. Fifth one, what about this? Now, I am in my letter, I am focusing on myself as a sender. And I'm saying, I advise Miss Sinha to revisit the clinic in 2 days. But as I told you, in OET letters, the focus has to be either on the patient or the care plan or the treatment. So rather than saying, I advise Miss Sinha to revisit the clinic in 2 days, what can I write? Yes, that's right. Wonderful. Gautam and Preeti. Um, yes, Miss Sinha was advised to revisit the clinic in 2 days by me is not important, because I don't want them to focus on this part that, I did it. No, I don't want to be in focus in the letters. I want the focus to be on Miss Sinha. And Miss Sinha was advised to revisit the clinic. So by me is extra and can be completely excluded or omitted from my sentence. And the last one, hospital will discharge Mr. Wilson to his home next week. And this one you've done a lot of times with me when we discuss letters in the intro paragraphs. You always write its passive form. And the focus has to be on the patient. So we'll start the sentence with the name of the patient or pronoun he, and what can be the rest of the sentence? Can you tell me? Mr. Wilson. Come on, write it in the chat box. Are you all tired? I promise this is the only activity which requires long responses. The next ones will be options. Mr. Thank you so much. Yeah, you're not tired. So Mr. Wilson will be discharged to his home. Yes, and then I can add next week also. Wonderful. So Mr. Wilson will be discharged next week to his home, or Mr. Wilson will be discharged home next week. By hospital is not required because again, it's obvious. They know that discharge and admission is done by the hospital only. So he was admitted, he will be discharged. All these are passive forms of sentences. Now, so far, if there is any question that you have for me, you can please let me know. Otherwise, I will move on to the next activity. I'll wait for a minute so you all can read it. Those who have just joined it can still take a moment and read it. Okay, it's clear. Thank you so much for confirming. Let's move on then. So as I told you that on the basis of the cases, the case notes that you're reading and the purpose of the letter, when you're writing it, you can shift the focus of the reader to the part of the care plan or the treatment or on the patient. So you can use passives, and while writing these passive sentences, if something is obvious or is already known by them, you can exclude those parts from the sentence. So now in the next activity, what I will do is I will give you a scenario, and there are two options. One is in active voice, the other one is in passive voice. So you have to read the scenario given below and you have to choose, if you are writing this letter, whether you will choose active voice or passive voice. What will you choose for your patient? For your reader, sorry, recipient. Okay, so scenario one says, a summary of patient's hospital stay needs to be communicated to the local GP. So whether you will choose active voice or passive voice. Take your time, read it, decide, and let me know. Okay, Kalpana will choose passive. What about the rest of us? Yes, you all are correct. We will choose passive sentence here because we don't want the focus of our letter to be on the care team. We want the focus on the plan that we have for the patient, that is this follow-up appointment. So this is why in your letters, when you give this information about follow-up appointment, you use passive voice. You say follow-up appointment was scheduled or has been scheduled for the patient. by healthcare team can be omitted, and instead you can write the date of the follow-up appointment. You can say follow-up appointment has been scheduled, or follow-up appointment is scheduled on so and so date. Good job. Let's try the next one. What about this? This is scenario 2. Summary of patient's hospital stay needs to be communicated to the receiving facility. So maybe we are transferring the patient from one care facility to the other facility, one hospital to the other. What are we going to choose? Active or passive? At this time, with your answer, you can type your reason also. Okay, if active, then why? And if passive, then why? Okay, most of you are saying active. Yes, that's right. And I agree with you, Vipina, on this. When you're writing from your care facility, when you're transferring the patient from your care facility to the other care facility, suppose you're sending the patient and you're requesting rehabilitative care for him. So the patient, after an accident, was in your hospital and they received care and treatment and everything, and now you are sending them to rehabilitative care facility. So do you have to focus on this part here, that our team provided this care to him? Or do you want to focus on what part or what care was provided? So rather than because this is going to be obvious in your hospital when the patient came after the accident, it's obvious that only your team will provide him this care. Who else? So, in this case, it's better to write passive because they know you're transferring the patient from your hospital or your facility to theirs. So, they don't need to know that your team did it. What they need to know is what was done by your team. So, yes, you will write it in passive form. You will say comprehensive care for patient's condition was provided. You will not say by us. They know it already. Because on top, you will be writing that I am writing to transfer this patient to your facility to request rehabilitative care. So, passive is better. This one, okay, for Gurvinder, when you're already transferring the patient from your hospital to another facility, that facility wants to know what care was provided to the patient or what treatment was provided to the patient. Your team provided it is something that is very obvious. They know it already. So you don't have to focus on that part. Instead, you can say comprehensive care was provided. By us also, you don't have to write it. So this is why I've written these 4 dots here, because you can exclude that part and simply say comprehensive care was provided. That is sufficient, and that is focusing on the care plan. Okay, Gurvinder, you got it? Next. Summary of patient's complaints needs to be communicated to the emergency doctor. Now, what will we use? Because summary of patient complaints needs to be communicated. This is a little tricky one. Let's see, what do you choose? Think properly and then decide. It is something that you usually use in your letters. Yes, that's right. Now We will choose active because we want to focus on the patient. So we are saying today, Mr. Ray exhibited signs and symptoms indicative of asthma. We will not write the other way around. We will not say signs and symptoms indicative of asthma were exhibited by Mr. Ray. That's of no use here. So we can simply write an active sentence in this case because we want to focus on the patient and the complaints that he came to us with. So we can simply use an active sentence here that today he exhibited signs and symptoms indicative of asthma. So active sentence can be used here. Very good. What about this one? A summary of patient's diet is being informed to a dietitian who will help the patient further. What would you choose? Yes, we will choose passive here because we don't want to focus on we are currently managing. What are we doing? That part needs to be focused on. We are doing it. Okay, that's fine. The reader would say, who else will do that for the patient? So we'll choose passive here. We'll say currently his condition is being managed. So this is present continuous passive form. In active, we would say we are currently managing. And in passive, we say his condition is being managed with diabetic only diet that needs to be continued post discharge. Okay, that's good. Let's do one last scenario based question. Summary of change in patient's medication is being communicated to the family member. What will you choose here? Active or passive? Good. Since you've chosen the right one, you will get a bonus question from me. Now, one sentence is already mentioned over here. That is, dose of Ventolin has been increased to 4 puffs a day for Mr. Wilson when required. Can I write it in another way also? Can I start this sentence from the patient's name also? Like in this one, instead of saying we have increased, I said dose of Ventolin has been increased. So in this case, my focus is on the medication or the dose of the medicine. But what if I want my focus on Mr. Wilson? Can I start my sentence, passive sentence, with the patient's name in the beginning? Mr. Wilson's. Mr. Wilson's. In that case, I'll use an apostrophe S. And what can be the rest of the sentence? Mr. Wilson's. Try it for me once. So we can move to the last part of the lesson. Yes, I can say Mr. Wilson's what? Yes, Mr. Wilson's dose of medicine. And then I can use the rest of it. Has been increased to 4 puffs a day. Yeah, it's not as day. That's a little typing error. I'm sorry for that. Yeah. So Mr. Wilson's dose of Ventolin has been increased to 4 puffs a day. Or dose of Ventolin has been increased to 4 puffs a day. In both cases, the focus will either be on the patient or it will be on the medication. Okay. I think I have one more, but I can skip that one. That's okay. We can simply come to an OET letter. So I've taken this OET sample And I have given some options to you. Let's try. So this is a letter. What I've done is I've given you two options, right? Example, the patient is Mr. Gerald Baker. His age is 79. So when you're writing this letter to senior nurse, I want you to focus on the sentences. I've given you two options, A or B. You have to choose one. Example, if you are writing this letter, what will you write? Will you write, Mr. Baker is being discharged from City Hospital back to your care today? Or will you write, City Hospital is discharging Mr. Baker back into your care today? I'll just remind you, the tenses are same. Both the sentences are grammatically correct, but I want you to choose the one which is focusing on the right part, either the patient or the care plan or the treatment, rather than the doer of the action. So what will you choose for the first one, A or B? A. Yes, so this is a passive sentence. Mr. Baker is being discharged from City Hospital back into your care. And this is correct. What about the second one? What will you choose, A or B? He underwent left total hip replacement surgery, or total hip replacement surgery was undergone by him. Each of the sentence is grammatically correct. I'm using third form of the tense in passives because that is the rule, grammatical rule. We always use third form of the verb in passive sentences. So don't get confused by that. Will you use A or B for the second one? Seema says A. What about the rest of you? A. Wonderful. Good choice. B is not of any use. He underwent left total hip replacement, is focusing on the patient. So that is correct and can be used. So I don't have to unnecessarily use a passive sentence here. But this one is better in passive because I don't want my focus on the hospital. Instead, I want my focus on the patient. Second part of the sentence, letter. This is the second part of the letter. Whatever is written in blue here is all correct. There is no choice for it. So I have left it as it is and I've just changed the color. The choices in these sentences which are written in black and then A or B. So this is A, this is B. What will you choose? Good job, all of you. That is the correct answer. He was recommenced on 100 milligrams aspirin rather than saying we recommenced him. Then all the blue part is correct. So I just give you 1 minute so you can read it and understand the letter. And then we can come to the next one. Take a moment, read it, and then decide for the next one. A, we are sending Walker and Veg Pillow, or B, Walker and Veg Pillow are being sent. I'm waiting for a minute because I want you to read the blue part also. This is a complete OET letter. I have taken the sample from their website. Yes, you are right. Yes, you all are right. But in this case, both are correct, you know. Either you can say we are sending if you want to focus on this part that hospital is sending. If you don't want to focus on it, you can say Walker and Veg Pillow are being sent with the patient. In fact, you even have a choice. You can even exclude this part here. You can say by us, or if you want to exclude it from the sentence, omit it from the sentence, you can simply say Walker and a Veg Pillow are being sent with the patient. So both are correct here. In this part, we are focusing on the part of, we are saying we are sending because we are focusing on this part that we have arranged it. But even if we write water and a veg below are being said, that is also not wrong. Both are equally correct and both will have their own use for my reader. What about the last one? Our social worker has organized. In this case also, if you want to focus on the social worker part, that social worker has done it, then you can use A, otherwise you can use B. Yes, both are correct. Because in both cases, my focus can be shifted. My reader's focus can be shifted with the sentence that I have framed. So if I want them to focus on this part that social worker has organized it, I can use A. If I want them to focus on what has been organized, then I can use B. So for these last two sentences, both are correct and can be used equally acceptable. Last part of the letter, let's do that also. Blue ones are all correct, so nothing to change there. The choice is in the black sentences. The sentence is written in black ink and it's A or B that you have to choose from. Yes, A is correct. Mr. Baker was found to be disoriented. Good. This may be due to the or owing to the use of anesthetic. Then A, continued observation is recommended, or B, we recommend continued observation. Yes, you're right. Great. Very good job. All of you are very clear with the usage of passives in the letters now. Good. Then we recommend continued observation is not that good. Continued observation is recommended. Mr. Baker's hemoglobin dropped post-operatively is all fine. So the choice is between this and this. He was transfused 3 units of packed cells or the doctor transfused 3 units of packed cells. Yes. Fantastic. Right choice. He was transfused. Because the focus is on the patient, not on the doctor, it's obvious that the doctor will transfuse it. Next one, we request you to monitor for signs of anemia or you are requested. Yes. I'll take a few seconds so you can read it all. Wonderful choice. B, you are requested to monitor signs of anemia. Then the next one, that second last, we will remove staples at City Hospital or staples will be removed at City Hospital. Very good choice. B again. And that brings us to the last activity, last question of the activity. Follow-up blood tests will also be conducted or staff will conduct follow-up blood tests. Yes, this time it's A. Follow-up blood tests will also be conducted. Very well done, all of you. I hope with the use of these activities and sentences, you're clear with the usage of active and passive now. So that was all. And after the session, of course, I'll share some activities with you. For those who are not in our regular groups, this is the appropriate use of active and passive. I hope the session was useful to you all also. And if you're not one of our regular students and you're not added to any of our groups, please join us for online or offline classes. If you're looking for such kind of interesting lessons or you're looking for OET coaching near you, then Care Education can help you out with your OET preparation. We can also help you with OET material or some books available. You can contact us through our Instagram or Facebook handle, or you can call us or WhatsApp us on the numbers provided on the screen. Thank you so much for joining this session with me today. And I will see you next in some other session. And meanwhile, if you wish to contact us, you can use the information which is mentioned on the screen. Thank you, all of you. Bye bye. Take care.